Hello, welcome to Psychology. This is Unit 5, Part 3. We are still looking at learning, and we're still looking at operant conditioning. All right, so today we're going to look at programmed learning. All right, developed by B.F. Skinner. That is the guy we were talking about, the psychiatrist we were talking about that dealt with operant conditioning, the Skinner box. Right. Programmed learning assumes that any task can be broken down. Right. Each step can be shaped and combined to form the complex whole. So if you can break it down, then you learn the different parts and put it together. Cognitive factors in learning. You have latent learning. This is learning that remains hidden until it is needed, such as turning on a light switch. Yeah, something that's simple. And they really are normally pretty simple. You know how to turn on a light switch, but you don't think about it. That learning is hidden in your head somewhere until you go, oh, I got to turn on a light switch, and you know to flick the switch. E.C. Toman, another psychiatrist, he experimented with rats in a maze. All right. Some rats were rewarded with food on the other side. So they were put in, and once they got through the maze and to the point they wanted them to get to, they'd have a piece of cheese or some sort of food, whatever they were feeding them. All right. Some of the rats, though, were allowed to roam randomly through the maze. There was no reward. They just let them in there and let them go for a while to see what the maze was like. All right. After 10 days, the unrewarded rats were put in the maze with food on the other side. So they were now being treated like the other rats. Okay. After one or two tries, the unrewarded rats were as fast as the reinforced ones. Because of that latent learning, they knew it. It only took them one or two tries to get to where the rewarded rats were as far as speed was concerned in getting through the maze. All right, so that's latent learning. They were learning it, but they didn't really need it. All right. Observational learning, all right, knowledge and skills acquired by observing and imitating others. We have all done this, right? Research by another psychiatrist, Albert Bandura. Right? An example is modeling. You observe a behavior and reproduce it. That is observational learning. We call it modeling. You show somebody else how to do it, and then that person does it. All right. And when you look at humans, this accounts for much of human learning. When you get a job, they don't give you a book and say, "Hey, go read this," and then we will then start you on your job. No, you go to school and learn about it. But when you start the actual job, they will show you. All right, somebody comes in and says, okay, this is here on the computer, this is the form we use, blah, blah, blah. They show you, and then you reproduce it.